Welcome to Open Vibes with your host, Denmika Eugene. Welcome to Open Vibes. I have my very special guest, Mr. Antrone Harris, Mr. O'Shea.
Hey, Dominica, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you for having me on your show.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad that you had some time available because you're very busy these days. So
Yeah. Some things are creeping up on me pretty fast.
good. That's good. That's what you wanted,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Right. Yeah.
So we're just gonna jump right into it. I have tons of questions, as you
All
know.
right. Cool. Let's do it. Let's do
So,
it.
so tell me a little bit about Antron. Who are you? What's your brand?
Okay. Well, I'm originally from Rochester, New York. A
Okay.
lot may not know that. I um I relocated to South Florida with my family, with my father and family, and I finished out high school there, played football there.
Okay.
Went on and went to the University of Southern Mississippi, played on a full scholarship there, football. Then I relocated here to Houston, Texas, and I jumped into acting. I was introduced to acting, and I guess I could say I got bit with the acting bug, and it took off from there. I had some I had some pretty good success. Man, I did a lot of different national commercials.
Nice.
I met you along the way.
Yes. Yes.
Yep, I did. So I did quite a few different national films and television shows as well. I'm also an innovator.
Yes.
I have my own film production company as well. And I love to help people. Yeah,
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. So I wasn't sure if you remember that acting class
yeah, I did. Yeah, absolutely.
back in the day. But, I
Yeah,
kind of had stopped for a minute, but you continued on and you were, really pushing forward and full throttle. So I'm really proud of you. It's
thank
nice
you.
to see. I feel like I've watched your journey and I've watched you grow as an actor. So I commend you on that. I see great
Thank you.
things.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, my mother, she always tell me if you don't quit, you'll win.
That's
But
it.
if you quit, it's not gonna happen. So I
Exactly.
always stuck with that and put my best foot forward. Yeah.
Exactly. So tell us a little bit about, I'm gonna go a little bit back. Football. That was your passion.
Yeah.
What
Yep.
happened with football?
Well, I was playing since I was like 6 years old.
Hmm.
Um, I had the same dream as every other little boy, growing up, go to the NFL. Along the way coming up, I you know, I end up tearing my ACL my senior year in high school. Yeah.
Hmm.
The recruiting process pretty much stopped after that. Then I went on to junior college. I went to a college called Reading College in California. It was pretty much in the valley outside of Fresno.
Okay.
Um, After that, I ended up getting a scholarship to the University of Southern Mississippi, where I played safety. Um, I ran into injuries again, along with politics,
Hmm.
and I pretty much got tired of those things. I had a couple workouts for the NFL. Which it was cool, but I didn't get to see it down on the field. Due
Yeah.
to politics and injuries and things like that. So I looked at my father and I told him, you know what, that's it, man. I gotta go on. I gotta press forward. I know God have placed different gifts within me, and it's time for the world to see those other gifts that I have, that I possess.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So how did you know it was acting?
Well, growing up, it was always in the back of my mind. So
Hmm.
I guess I can say all the way back because when I was growing up, like
Hmm.
when I was living with my mother at the time, um, I was in church plays and things like that. I was
Okay.
in church, I was a little church boy. I was in the choir and on a usher board and things like that. But they had a theater program in the church,
Mhm.
and I always ended up getting the lead role.
Okay.
But other people was like, hey, you should go to the School of Arts, things like that. But I was so stuck on playing sports that I was blind to the fact. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So after that, I went on to high school and I did like theater. I really excelled in that, and you know, again, I was blind to it with the college
Oh,
and all those things like that. And it crossed my mind a few times, like maybe I should major in theater, arts, but I didn't. I majored in business marketing. Um, so it didn't really just like dawn on me until after like I realized sports wasn't happening for me.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So has marketing helped you along your acting career?
yeah, absolutely. It taught me a lot. It taught me how to brand myself. I do most of my marketing on Facebook. I need to do more on IG. But
Instagram, that's woo.
yeah, yeah. I'm still getting used to it, even though I had it for about 5 years now. It could be
Yeah, I,
better.
I think the same for all of us.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But marketing, yes, it has definitely helped me out a lot.
Mhm.
Um, Especially how to put together my resume and um, my my demo reel and how to present that to different agents or
Mhm.
managers or casting directors. Yeah.
Definitely.
Hmm.
Definitely. Wow. So let's talk a little bit about after, I mean, kind of you jump back into acting.
Hmm.
And I remember that was my first acting class where I met you. So I don't know if that wasn't your first, clearly,
No,
but
that
um, go
no,
ahead.
it wasn't my first. It wasn't my first, but however, that was like my it was marking up on the end of my first year of acting. Yeah, that was my first year, I want to say. But I think what class was that? It was like a was that like a commercial class that we take, an
We
on-camera
did
class or something?
commercial. We did. We were learning how to slate, like really.
Right,
Yeah,
right. I
and
think it
I
was.
remember like that was my intro to slating.
Yeah, I think the instructor name was Carolyn or something like that.
Wow, you can remember that? That was 2009.
Yeah, yeah. It was right.
That was a long time ago.
It was. Yeah,
Wow.
but we went after it though. Yeah, we had a lot of fun in that class.
It
Yeah.
was a good class, and
Yeah.
but after that, what was your next move? What was your
After that, because like you said, that was like what 2009, 2010.
yes?
Um, I ended up getting an agent after that.
Okay.
I ended up getting my first agent, and I ended up going to New York City. Right,
Oh,
I ended up going to
okay.
New York City, and I had something called Actors Connection. I don't know if you know what Actor Connection is. It was like another website.
Okay.
Uh, my team ended up, talking me into and say, hey, you need to try this. It's pretty big out there in New York City. Well, I ended up going to New York City, and I remember going to like this big tall building, and
Hmm.
like every room had like different auditions with major networks, NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox, whatever you could think of, it was there. All right. And I had the night before, I remember them emailing me two auditions. I
Okay.
got one for Blue Bloods on CBS and one for Law and Order, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And I had 24 hours to remember like 8-page script. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, man, are you serious?
Wow.
So I ended up doing the audition. I got there and I went to the audition and I sat down. It was a different kind of experience because remember my background is pretty much sports,
Yeah.
football, things like that. And I remember walking into like a room full of people. I mean, normally auditions were what I was told at the time. Audition wasn't like that because something like we just finished doing, right?
Yes.
So I was like, man, this is different. So they
Wow.
had the casting director, they had the director there, the writer, producer, and then they had everyone that was auditioning for that particular role in that room. And then they had the lights and the cameras. So I'm already starting to freak out because this is my first time and I'm nervous. And then I
Wow.
was the first person they called.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
You were threw right into the fire.
yeah, I was in the fire. So I sat down and the director said, "Action." And I was like, I was stuck. Everything went out the window, right? And he said, cut, cut. He said, okay, yeah, try to shake it off, okay, I get it, it's the butterflies or whatever. I said, all right, cool. And then he said, action. And I was like, I froze again. I was like, man, what is wrong with me? He said, are you good? I was like, yeah, I'm good. He said, all right, give him the script. He gave me the script. And I was like, all right, cool, I got it. He's like, action. I was like, I couldn't even read the lines.
Oh, wow.
So he was like, okay, state your name. I was like, Antrone Harris. He was like, all right, thank you. Have a great day.
Don't feel bad.
But,
One time
yeah.
I said my name and said the wrong name. So like it was my middle name, but I hadn't said that name in like 20 years. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
who are you?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
When the red light come on, you can freeze. If you really don't know your stuff, you can freeze and lose everything.
Yeah,
And the nerves are real. The
they
nerves
are.
are real. Yeah, especially when it's your first rodeo.
Yes.
So I remember that night I got home, I got back to my room and I was like, I sat down and I was like, for one, I was embarrassed.
I mean,
And I really had to like do a self evaluation, and ask myself a few questions like, is this something I really want to do? And if it is something I want to do, then all those feelings and thoughts got to go out the window. I got to buckle down and do it.
that's good.
So
Yeah.
then after that, it was on. My next audition was with Denzel Washington. I did a lot
Nice.
of it. Yeah, with Two Guns. Yeah.
Excellent.
Didn't book it, but
But that's
I got
okay.
I got through the audition and I was proud of that because I got through my lines.
Hey, you know what? It's
Yeah,
it's step by step progression, step by
right.
step. You stuck with it, so hey, that's why you're here today. And you have a
Right.
leading role on a show,
Hmm.
and um, you know, so we're gonna get a little bit into that.
Okay.
So, how did O'Shea come about?
Um, O'Shea it actually came through my business partner, Eric Hunter.
Okay.
Actually, after we met him, right?
Yes.
And
Very nice guy. Very, very good guy.
right, right. He actually, I met him through another associate, right?
Okay.
And they brought me on, and it was like, man, you know what? I think you can play this role. Well, it was from another role, another film that I did with him. And
Okay.
he approached me after the film, and he liked my work. And he was like, hey, man, I think you'll be perfect for this role. I called, O'Shea. It's a
Mhm.
leading guy for a TV series. He explained everything to me. And believe it or not, that was like 5 years ago,
Oh,
right?
wow.
Yeah, that was 5 years ago. And after that, after he introduced it to me, I read the script and I was like, yeah, I think I can do this. And
Mhm.
so we took off from there.
So, tell us a little bit about O'Shea, as much as you can share with us. What's
Okay.
the premises of it?
Okay. So well, keep in mind this script was written about 5, 6 years ago.
Which is pretty prophetic.
Right, right. And then right on the money. And
Wow.
I actually told Eric, I was like, hey man, everything that you're writing is coming to pass, or everything you have wrote, it's coming to pass. I said, you might want to start writing some good things.
Yes.
And so basically everything that's happening in today's time is in
Mhm.
the script. And that's what you're gonna see in the script. So O'Shea, which is played by myself, he's a revolutionary. Um, he's a revolutionary. Forgetting my word. Um, gosh, Lee, I'm losing my thought here. Well,
That's so
anyway, he's a mixture between Malcolm X and Martin Luther King,
okay.
right? So he's nonviolent, right? But he's about justice and peace. But if you do hurt innocent people, and especially a close loved one of his,
Hmm.
he's gonna come after you,
Okay.
right? Um, I'm trying not to really give it away because
No, yeah,
our
but
first episode is
you're
getting ready to
fighting
drop.
corruption. You're
I'm
fighting
sorry.
corruption. You're fighting corruption. You
Right,
know,
right,
and you're pretty much a strong leader in the communities. You're well
right,
known in the community.
right, right. He's basically our modern day civil rights leader. You
Okay.
know, which I think in our time now we need a Martin Luther King, we need a Malcolm X. Hey, we don't even have a Tupac, right? But
True.
I'm sorry,
I said true. This
right?
is true.
And that's what you're gonna get from O'Shea. You know, he's right for right and wrong is wrong. You know, in his earlier days, you're gonna see, well, in his younger days, you're gonna see where he's more like Martin Luther King, and he's
Mhm.
gonna be nonviolent. He's gonna try to fight violence with his words. But then later on, you're gonna see where he's gonna start converting over to more like Malcolm X,
Okay.
where he's like, hey, you know what, this is not working, and he got everybody in his ear, he got his whole entourage behind him, and you're gonna see the gloves are gonna come off with him. You know what I mean? So, if you want a problem, then no problem. You got a problem.
Okay.
So that's O'Shea.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, what type of person or what type of audience will this reach?
Um. Actually, I think it's for everyone.
Everyone.
Especially after seeing what happened with George Floyd, um, Breonna Taylor, um, Michael Brown, everyone, all the things that happen in our black community, you know, and all these different, I'm not gonna say it was riots, but
Hmm.
the protesting and things like that, um, this is something that we need to see, and pretty much we're gonna put it back in. We are pretty much putting it back in everyone's face, like, this is what you've been doing to us. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And here it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, you do know coming out of this, you are going to be seen as a leader,
Yeah. I've
but you
been
already
told
a
that a lot.
leader. You've been told this already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
So,
lot. Yeah. Go ahead.
how do you feel about that?
Um, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm
Okay.
ready to be a voice for people. It's not something that I'm gonna scare away from.
Okay.
Like I said, I think it's something that we need a Malcolm X. We need a Martin Luther King or a Tupac. We need someone to step up and be our voice.
Definitely.
We don't have that.
Wow. Well, I commend you on that. I'm very proud of you for that because
Thank
it
you.
is we definitely need it. It's needed. It's
Mhm.
going to make an impact. I did watch the trailer to it, and it's powerful. It's
Thank
powerful.
you. Thank you.
So, how are you, Antron? How are you like your character O'Shea? In what way?
Um, I'm non-violent. I'm non-violent, and I teach my kids to be non-violent as well, but to stand up for yourself. You know what I
Good.
mean? Right is right and wrong is wrong. Always tell the truth. That's something I always tell my kids. The truth will always set you free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, so I can see myself, and that's a lot of similarity in O'Shea
Hmm.
as well.
The compassion for the people, for the community.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Excellent.
Shoot, reaching back, helping the next man up, helping our brother up, our sister up. So yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely, absolutely.
So, in what ways are you different?
Um, Ooh, a different part. Again, I'm not trying to give it away, but
Hmm.
um, I think everyone have their own demons that they battle with,
Okay.
right? But with O'Shea, he really, it's he's an open book. You know what
Okay.
I mean?
Hmm.
And with me, I'm not really. I'm more of a person. I give you chance after chance after chance. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And yeah, with O'Shea,
He
he's
just.
like, I know it's one line. He says something like, God forgives, but I don't. You know,
Wow.
that's the difference
He's
between me and O'Shea. I
yeah.
forgive you.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. I'll
Wow.
forgive you. Yeah, I don't hold any grudges, no any hatreds, but once I'm done with you, then I'm done with you. That's it.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah.
So, what do you appreciate or love most about this character?
I'm sorry.
I said, what do you appreciate or love most about this character?
Um, what I love most about this character, um, that he could draw anyone in, right? Um, that his compassion, right?
Hmm.
Um, he's that he's definitely that definition of a strong black man, strong black king.
Hmm.
That's what I love the most, and he's so fearless.
Good, good. And it seems like he has a strong team behind him.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. He have the gorillas. He have the black stallions as well, and the street military guys behind him as well.
Okay.
I have my right hand man Frank. He's over the gorillas. Now
Okay.
Frank, he's a no nonsense type of guy. He's zero tolerance. So he's ready for things to pop off. Matter of fact, I think that's my favorite character in the
Okay, that
whole
was my
show.
next question.
Yeah, yeah, Frank, he's about that life.
Wow. Wow. So you don't have
Yeah.
to.
I'm sorry.
So you don't. So O'Shea doesn't have to be.
No, O'Shea don't have to be because he got his goons. I like to call them his goons. So they gonna take care of his dirty work, his dirty work. And so yeah, I like that. I like Frank character a lot. I think everyone is gonna really be feeling Frank when especially when his presence, how his presence come across.
Mhm.
He's that big strong guy, and like he mean business.
Wow.
So yeah, I can't wait till you guys, once you see Frank, you're gonna be like, yeah, I like
You
that.
must be the one when O'Shea wanna,
Yeah.
be Martin, he wants you to be Malcolm.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. And you're gonna be are you gonna be watching? You're gonna be, oh yeah, Frank, get him. Yeah, let's go, Frank. Where's Frank? Don't say nothing. Look, where's Frank? So yeah, he's that
That's
guy.
nice, nice. Um, well, Skeeter did speak to us earlier. He said, "What's up, D'Amico? What's up, Tron? This should be a good one." So I don't know if you've
Yeah, what's
worked
up?
with Skeeter Jenkins,
Yeah,
um, another fellow thespian. So, and
yeah,
Shalita,
yeah.
I am Shalita said, "When does the movie come out?" So it is a series, correct?
Got it. Right, right. We actually have the premiere. The premiere will be February 20th. Um, we'll be holding it here in Houston, Texas, at 5:30 p.m. We'll start off with the soundtrack, and then the showing will actually start at 6 at Grooves Bar and Lounge.
Okay,
I think that's
okay,
on.
and that
I can't
information is
remember the physical address, but it's on Pierce Street.
okay. So it's
Hmm.
definitely on your page, and I'll post it
Yeah,
after when we get off. So that information is
absolutely,
definitely there, and you can
absolutely.
purchase your tickets on Eventbrite as well.
Eventbrite. Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so you already answered who's going to blow us away as far as the character.
Yeah.
So what makes a good scene partner for you?
Oh, a good scene partner, a person that can actually raise the level for me and draw me into. I'm already there, but he can actually make me feel like, man, this is real. This is actually happening. That's a great scene partner. Even if you if I lose a line or he or she loses a line,
Hmm.
the audience can't tell because
Good.
we're able to spin it until we come back around and catch them and keep rolling with it. That's a great
That's good.
scene partner to me.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Nice. So let me ask you this. So if someone was to make a movie of your life,
Hmm.
who would play you?
Ooh, man. Um, that's a hard question.
Okay. Okay.
That's a really good question too. Who will play me? Um, as of right now,
You
I
don't.
would have I would have to I would have to pick my son.
Okay. Okay.
He's not up there in age yet, but
Okay.
maybe by the time he, finish
Mhm.
high school or something like that, my movie would be ready to be made and he will
Definitely.
hopefully be able to step into that role.
Well, definitely. We done booked him a job already.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Who are some of your greatest influences?
Okay. I like Steve Harvey a lot.
Okay.
I like to listen to his I think he's a great motivational speaker.
Definitely.
A lot of times before I get ready to work out, I'm listening to some motivational
Good.
speakers. He's one of them. Of course, I like Denzel Washington. I think he's the GOAT.
Definitely.
um, right. I think Tyrese is another great motivational speaker as well.
Hmm.
Um, who else? It's quite a few different ones out there that I like to um that inspired me.
Hmm.
Um, I like Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, definitely.
I like Samuel a lot. I like him a lot because he's always working. He never turned down work. You
Hmm.
know, you know, work is work. I remember him saying something like, in his family they all work. So who was he to turn down work? Because at one point no one had anything coming in. And I understood that. I understood that a lot. So
Hmm.
I like him a lot.
Wow. So in the cast of O'Shea, who's the funniest person in real life?
The funniest person, huh? I don't know, cause a lot of them like to crack jokes on me. They like to crack on my phone. So I will probably say it have to be me, cause I'm always defending myself and make other people laugh and throw them off of me, right?
Okay. Okay. He's deflecting.
Yeah, yeah. I try to get them before they get me.
Wow.
But we got a few jokers out there, so you know.
Mm, that's good stuff. It's nothing like having a good, good group of people around you
Yeah,
making you laugh.
you gotta have a lot of fun. You gotta make it fun because you're gonna be around these guys all the time. So,
Mhm.
you know, I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. My
That's
daughter, she's really acting up over there. She don't want me to do this because she wanted the TV to be. Kaiser, Daddy on the phone. You gotta stop.
how old is she?
She's 5.
Oh, she's
Yeah,
the baby. So,
yeah. It's just me and her right now here. So yeah, she's acting up.
so Kevin says, Antron, have you shot any segments for 712 yet?
Mhm.
I believe you played the
No,
unsung hero in one of the biggest mass shootings events in American history.
No, we haven't shot anything with 712 yet, but that we're talking about that being the next film after O'Shea is completely done. That's going to be a really huge one. We're expecting that to hit, across the world because that's, like I said, that's one of the biggest mass shooting ever. And
Mhm.
actually, the director writer Eric Hunter, he was actually the hero in that event. Yeah,
Wow.
he was saving lives during that time, and you have to hear his story. It's amazing. It's very
Mhm.
heart touching. And he wanted me to play him. It's his story. It's from earlier that time, earlier that day, leading up until that time, the
Mhm.
shooting. So That's gonna be a really
Wow.
big one there. Yeah, it's gonna be
Maybe
huge.
we'll have Eric on as well so he can
Yeah,
share some.
absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Because it's nothing like having the real, hearing the real, someone's real testimony. You
Yes,
know,
that's
that
major.
is, yeah, 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 yeah. So that's crazy. I mean, I remember when we first started. Excuse me, when we first started trying to put the script together. He didn't want to tell the story at first, but I got to say I'm guilty for pushing him up to doing it. I was like, man, that story needs to be told.
Yes.
And we named it 7/12 because it happened in the month of July, which is the seventh month of the year, and in
Yeah.
2012. So that's
Wow.
how I got his name, 7/12. And yeah, I was like, man, we started going around to different states. Actually, we traveled to Louisiana first, and we
Okay.
were telling people about the story. We ended up getting the University of LSU. We ended up getting LSU behind us.
Okay.
Yeah, and we got them and we spoke to them and told them the story, and it was, man, blew them away. So we wanted to jump behind us as well on this. So yeah, that's definitely in the making still.
Excellent. Well, that's really good to hear. Yeah, he's really kind spirit, like, and
Hmm.
very he knew how to take control. Like I was on set Monday with you guys, and that was really
Right.
nice to see and to be a part of.
Thank you.
But he's a great director. So
Yeah.
I
Good guy,
definitely
real good guy. Yeah,
look
absolutely.
to that. Wow. So Antron, tell us, what in life do you really want to be remembered for?
Um, my hard work. You know, I like for my work to speak for me. I don't really. I'm not one of the type that like to brag on myself or anything like that. And
Mhm.
how I help people. I love helping people. Um, but I feel when you help someone, it should come from a genuine place where you don't have to. You shouldn't expect anything back. you
That
know. So I want to be one of the people where if there's someone that can't afford a wedding ring or something like that, I want to pay for it without them knowing that I did it.
nice.
That's something I want to be remembered for.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I love that. And what gives your life the meaning? Meaning behind who you are? What gives you that spark, that passion? What gives your life meaning?
Um. It just every day, seeing a new day that God has given us that we never seen. You know. Um. Not living life like it's your last. Living each day like it's your last. Man, it was times when I was growing up when I didn't know if I was going to be able to see my brother again. My oldest brother.
Hmm.
Um, he was incarcerated for 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually got to witness him go away when I was
Hmm.
like 9. You know, so I had an older brother that I didn't get to grow up with. You know, he was my older brother. He's 12 years older than I am.
Okay.
But um, seeing what he went through and watching my mother when he went away, like a piece of my mother went away with him.
Hmm.
And that made me look at it from a young age. That made me look at things in a total different light. It made me appreciate life
Yes.
a lot more, especially at a young age.
So, how is your relationship with him now?
We always kept a good relationship. I always wrote him and things like that. Even when I got my scholarship, when I thought I was going to end up playing in the NFL, he got all the newspaper articles and
I
things
love.
like that. Yeah, I went to visit him at times.
Hmm.
Um, it just sucks now that he's out. Well, I'm happy that he's out, but
Hmm.
it sucks because he lost so many years of his life, and then now he's battling with his health.
Okay.
You know, um, he has I think it's called psychodosis or something like
Okay,
psychodosis.
sarcoidosis.
Psycho.
That's actually
Yeah.
one of my foundations of choice. My
Uh huh.
aunt, she had sarcoidosis, so I understand it's an autoimmune
Autoimmune disease.
disease.
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
and it
Yeah.
targets actually our community, the Black community, um,
Mhm.
and it
Yeah.
targets different organs. So that's
Right. Right.
definitely
It's making his organs trying to shut down things. Yeah. But
yeah.
then he has lupus on top of that.
Oh,
So yeah, it's tough. That is tough.
mhm.
So we always kept a strong relationship. We still pray together, things like that.
Nice.
But
Nice.
yeah,
So
that's
I would
why.
definitely keep him in my prayers.
Yeah,
Know
please do.
and let him know you do have people praying for you sincerely and wholeheartedly. Um,
Hmm.
let's talk a little bit about that prayer life and you know
Okay.
how has that impacted your life? How has
Uh,
God? Where does He fit in the grand scheme of things in Antrone's life?
oh, I don't get anything done without God. I'm a strong believer. I'm gonna tell you that first. Yeah,
Excellent.
I'm a believer. I'm gonna stand up.
Yes, you represent
I
Him.
always, I always had a prayer life since I was a little boy.
Mhm.
That was one of the first things my mother taught me, how to pray. You know, so if I don't know how to do anything, I know how to do that. You
Love it.
know, yeah. So that's me all day.
Excellent.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. And it's nice when people can share that and say, "This is what I do. This is who I am." Because without Him, the gifts wouldn't come. They wouldn't flow.
Right,
Yes,
right.
yes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Wow. So, Antron, tell us a little bit about what type of problems you would like to solve.
Um, Racism. I think that's something we all want to solve. Um, Something else. Well, I'm a lot of things I'm starting to see a little change. Um, I think racism is the biggest thing that I would like to see change. Um, us having more equal opportunity, you
That
know, our race. Um, and we all, yeah, it's all to be treated equally. Yeah.
nice. So, if you had something that you had to teach someone, what would you teach them?
Um, if someone didn't, okay, so if they flat out just didn't know how to do something,
Or
like,
whatever it is you had to teach and you would want to teach, what would that be?
it would definitely be acting. I would
Okay.
like to start doing some acting classes, teaching people. I would like to start with kids. I would like to start with kids, absolutely. But eventually with the adults and things like that. But yeah, it will definitely be acting and teaching them the basics of everything and terminology, what
Hmm.
to expect, what to try to stay away from, how to prepare for audition, and how to the different tricks of the camera, things like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Kids, I think I keep telling people that's where it's at, the kids,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
grooming them and preparing them
Yeah.
for the next level.
Right, right, absolutely. Because a child is like a sponge. They're gonna absorb everything, and
Yes,
as long as you putting the good stuff into them, that's what's gonna make them great. You're gonna see that beautiful flower bloom. You
definitely,
know, I really believe that. Yeah.
definitely. What do you believe is most memorable about you?
Um, ooh, my personality. I think my personality is the biggest one there. I'm very loving, very helpful. You
Hmm.
know, yeah. I mean, I remember it was a time where I was driving down the road and I saw an older lady. It was a Caucasian lady. She actually she was going down a hill and she fell over off her bike.
Oh
And
wow.
I already passed her, but I just happened to be looking in my rear view mirror, and
Hmm.
I looked back and I saw her laying on the grass. So I made a U-turn. I went back and I stopped and I tried to help her, and actually waited for the paramedics to show up and
Hmm.
arrive, and like she hit her head,
Wow.
so of course, I knew not to try to position her, but I just tried to
Mhm.
make sure, no other harm came her way, you
That,
know. I kept talking to her to make sure she was, still stable.
mhm.
So yeah, I think that'll be something people remember me for, or most memorable about me.
Definitely helpers one to another. I love it. I love that. What would your kids say about you?
My kids, uh, they definitely say I'm the fun dad. Well, not my youngest one right now because she's not getting away. But yeah, we like to do a lot of games, and
Hmm.
especially my boys, they like to wrestle a lot with me. So
Wow.
we're always doing
How old
things,
are,
different things.
how old are
I'm
they?
sorry.
How old are
My my oldest son, he's 12. My oldest daughter, she's 11. Then I have an 8-year-old boy, and then a 5-year-old, my 5-year-old daughter.
they? Oh, okay. So those are the fun ages.
Yeah, yeah. All the sports, and like my baby boy, he just he's in jiu-jitsu, so he
Oh,
earned his he just started, and I think he's on his last stripe on the white belt. So he's like,
okay.
Daddy, I'm going to the gold belt next, and I was like, yeah. So we was pretty lit about that.
That's good. Tell them
That was good.
congrats. That's a major
Hmm.
accomplishment.
Yeah, yeah, that was cool.
Wow. Wow. So, what is your end game, Antron? What is your end game with all of this?
Um, my end game. I definitely I wanna go down as a legend.
Okay.
I wanna go down as a legend. Um, definitely household name. But not just I don't want it to stop there. Motivational speaker, you
Yes.
know. Um, I have a story to tell as well, you know. And if I can travel and speak to the youth, young men,
Hmm.
I want to do that. I'll do that.
Nice.
Absolutely.
I,
I,
I, de-
I,
I definitely see that for you. I see O'Shea being the foundation leading you.
mhm.
I mean, the foundation is already there, but I see that being the push in that
Right,
direction.
right, right. Absolutely. I believe a lot of our young men out there are going, fatherless.
Hmm.
That need that guidance. You know, um, I mean, for the young girls too as well. And if I could be a voice, or if I could help in any kind of way, I would do that.
Nice. You know what I see? I have a personal goal of teaching children how to be friends, like boys
Right,
and girls, how to be friends, because that's
right,
something not taught.
right. Absolutely,
You know,
absolutely,
teaching them that
absolutely.
it's okay to have friendships and have a healthy balance, and teach
Hmm.
them how to
Right,
engage each other without it being um, misappropriated or inappropriate, or
right, right,
you know.
right. That can be, yeah, absolutely. I agree. That could be taught as well.
Yes.
Just like some people say, they're born into a racist family or something like that, or this
Mhm.
person's racist. Well, that was something that was taught.
It was
You
taught.
know, I believe everyone was born with love. I mean, if you sit two babies, two 1-year-old next to each other from two totally different cultures or
Mhm.
races, right? And you sit them next to each other. Next thing, if you turn around and you come back, they're hugging and kissing each other.
Yes.
Because that's nothing but love. They only know love when you're a baby. When you're a baby, you only know love. So that racism, that racist stuff is taught.
Yes.
It's something that's taught. So if that could be taught, then love and, like you're saying, friendship and all those things, that could be taught as well. So I agree
Def-
with you 100%.
Mimi Green said, I needed the friendship class. I think that's the class all of us need.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
unfortunately, sometimes in our community, and we have the crab in a barrel mentality,
Yes.
and
Right.
it's very unfortunate. But
Right.
I think if we redirect our energies, and we don't learn these things until like we're older, we're our age now, we're like, no, I just want the best for my neighbor. I want the best for the people in my community.
Right. Right.
So
Right. Absolutely. That was something I think I've just posted on Facebook like the other day. In order to be successful, you have to cheer for the next person's success. You
yes,
know, you have to applaud that person. You know, so yeah, absolutely. I
wow.
agree.
And so, what was your favorite thing to do as a kid?
My favorite thing to do as a kid, I was very competitive. I was very competitive. I always turned the game into some kind of competition. You
Competition.
know? Yeah, yeah, yeah. My cousins, they could be playing video games, and next thing I'm like, hey, we're gonna play for something.
Yeah.
Who's the king on the sticks? Or it was always a competition with me. And
Wow.
so, it was, that was me as a kid.
That's that's how we were. My sisters and I, we played sports. We played basketball a lot,
Mhm.
and we actually had a rim in our backyard, and all the neighborhood kids would come play. We were the bad girls. Like, we jumped fences and all that stuff. So
Right, right.
yeah, that's good stuff. Um, what would Antron's theme song be, and
Theme
why?
song.
Yeah,
Um, um, I'm sorry, my daughter, she keep
that's
distracting
all
me. Hey,
right.
Kaiser, come here. She's crying and stuff. Come
That's
here.
okay.
Come on, stop crying. Because she want the TV to be turned up louder.
Aw, so
You
we're
look,
almost
all
through
these
this.
people gonna see you crying, baby. Stop
That's
crying.
okay, Kaya.
Come on, stop crying. You want to say hi? You want to say hi?
Hi, baby. It's okay. Hey,
Come on,
girl.
stop crying. Come on. Oh boy, you gotta stop crying. See, I told you I'm trying to do an interview. Look, all these people gonna see you crying. You done crying? Stop crying. You done crying? Say hi. You're a big girl.
Hey, girl.
Sorry. Yeah, she's gonna start getting louder and louder.
That's okay. She wanted you. She wanted
Yeah.
your attention.
All right, stop. It's over. Come on. Stop crying. All right, you have my attention. Okay. Sorry about that.
So, yeah, what would your theme song be, and why?
My theme song. It would be "Keep Pushing." It was by I think it was MJG.
Okay.
Yeah, have you heard of that before? Keep pushing. No.
I didn't listen
Well,
to it, but
it
that's okay.
was.
I'll check it
It's
out.
a old. It's an old song. It's an
Mhm.
old song. And that's my thing there. I always, at the end of a status, I'm always saying keep pushing no matter what. You
No.
know, we may fall down, but get back up, brush yourself off, and keep pushing, keep going. You
Yeah,
know, don't quit. Like I said before earlier, if you don't quit, you'll win. So definitely keep pushing. Absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah.
Mimi said this is a real daddy moment, and my
Yeah.
mom, anytime it says, "Oh, she's a doll."
Oh, thank you. You see, look, you're crying, man. Your pretty face. Say hi. Say hi. Okay, look, I promise you, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna make your brownies after we finish. Okay, but you gotta stop
All right.
crying.
Yes. Give me a few more minutes, baby, and I will be
All
done.
right.
I promise.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, give me one thing on your bucket list, Antron, that you want to do.
Oh, I want to go to Jerusalem. I want to go. I want to go to Jerusalem, and I want to get baptized in the Jordan River.
So funny. Oh my God. Like, I have this, um, trying to see if it's up there. No, I put it in my thing. I have this prayer box,
Hmm.
and I have this flyer about a trip to Jerusalem. And
Okay.
it's side of my prayer box, and it's like the price was so much, so I had to put it in the prayer box. And I'm like,
Yeah.
God, you're going to do this, and that's a part of the journey is
Right.
being baptized along the trip. So
Mhm.
wow, it's funny you
Yeah.
say that. I was looking at it today, like $7,000. You know. So yes, it's definitely that'll definitely happen for you. I can
Yeah,
see
absolutely.
that.
I believe it. I believe it. I would like to go over there, and I would just like to just to see, just to have the whole experience, and just like, wow. I,
Yes,
I know it's beautiful over there. So yeah.
definitely, definitely. Wow. What would you write a book about?
Um, what would I write a book about? I would definitely write a book about my life.
Nice.
I think that would be my first book. Would be my life, from a young child up. The different experiences. Living in Rochester, New York, I grew up in the heart of it, and
Mhm,
then transitioning over to South Florida with my father and his side of the family, and then going on playing football from there. At the age of what I think it was 12, 13. I'm sorry, it was 12. My best friend got murdered in his home.
I'm
He got,
sorry.
yeah, he got murdered in his home. In fact, we were the night that he got murdered, we were walking home from football practice, and I was supposed to spend the night at his home that night.
Oh
He
wow.
was gonna go to school the next morning, and yeah, we I got home. I got home that night, and I showered. After you say bye to your friend, you give your handshake or whatever, your dap or whatever.
Yeah.
And I got home, and I was my mom. It was already planned for me to spend the night over there. And I said, "Hey, mom," I was give my mom a kiss and stuff like that. Then I'll run upstairs and you know get ready to take my shower, and I was gonna pack my football gear and my clothes for class the next morning.
Hmm.
And my mom was like, "You're not going." And I'm like, "What? Why? Why not?" She's like, "Don't ask me. No, I don't have a reason why you're not going. You're not doing it." And of course, as a kid, I'm mad and I'm upset.
Hmm.
So I remember going back upstairs, and I had a stereo up, upstairs, and I had my window open. Well, I stayed on a street called D. John Street in New
Okay.
York, and my friend, he stayed on a corner on Remington. So at the
Hmm.
end of the street, you get the Remington. That's where he stayed on the corner there. And I remember having my window up, and I heard 5 gunshots, and I didn't know that was his home, you know.
Yeah.
And it came out that it was 5 shooting, 2 dead. They killed my best friend and killed his 3-year-old nephew, and his
Oh, I'm
mother
sorry.
and 2 sisters got shot. So yeah, that was tough, because I was a running back on the football team, and he was one of my linemen.
Hmm.
And the next morning when I went to get on the bus, he wasn't on the bus, but I seen his house taped off.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So when I got to school, my coach was walking in the hallway, and I was wondering why he was there, and that's when I found out. He was like, "Man, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." I told him what happened.
My God.
Yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah. So,
How did you cope? How did you manage to get through that?
um, that was it. Was my sister and family. You know, my mom. They kept me real strong, real
Wow.
close. Shortly after that, um, that was the end of my 8th grade year.
Hmm.
My mother sent me to Florida with my father.
Well, I thank God that you were able to bounce back
Right.
mentally from that. Mimi says, so many young men deal with trauma and never get to unpack it. Let me know if you need help writing that book. And Mimi has books out. She's a
Oh,
family
wow.
therapist. She's really a good friend of mine. Awesome person
Okay.
to know. So definitely.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We have to definitely link up. I was I actually wanted to I wanted to do something a little different.
Okay.
I wanted to do something because I love doing theater,
Okay.
stage plays as well. I wanted to do something called a one man show
Ex-
where I will basically portray a variety of different characters throughout my life,
Wow.
and he was going to be one of them. Yeah. So I don't know when I want to do when I'm going to do it, but I know that's something that's been in the back of my mind.
I love
Um, I started writing on it a little bit, and it was so deep that I just stopped, and I started doing that like four years ago, and I haven't
it.
picked the pen back up and started writing on that since. But I
Mhm.
think it's starting to get close to where I am going to get ready to do it. So,
Excellent. Well, I definitely commend you. And I thank you for sharing that because that had to be difficult to do.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, let's shift gears a little and let me ask you, what are three fun facts about Antrone?
Three fun facts. I like to do pranks.
Do you? That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like to do pranks. I like to bake. That's why she's pretty upset
Okay. Oh,
because
she
we're
want her
gonna
some
watch TV.
brownies,
We're gonna
right?
bake. Yeah, we're gonna bake the brownies. So I have to do that. Let me see another third fun fact. Uh, I don't know what the third one is. It's a lot. I have a lot of different ones I like to do. Things I like to do. Uh, I guess I could say I like to shop a lot.
Okay. Good. Most men don't like shopping, so wow.
I know. Yeah, I'm a little different there. Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Antron, so we're coming kind of to a close. This has been
Okay.
really great,
Thank you.
really great. So I do
Absolutely.
appreciate the time, and I know the baby like I wish y'all hurry up. But when you reflect on what's happening in the world right now, what are your thoughts? And what we already kind of know what stand you take. What is your thought?
Um. Well, I'm glad that. Well, first I'm gonna say I hate that things has happened to our community. You know, and the whole George Floyd situation. I like to say he was the catalyst. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Yes.
Um, but that was a spark though. I feel that was a spark to get their attention. You know, and um, getting down. Okay, I think she's good now. All right.
Like, oh,
Yes,
he's doing something.
right,
Let me leave him alone for a minute.
right. So I think I think that was a spark. You know, especially to get everyone's attention. Like, hey, um, this is real. You
Yeah.
know, this is real, and this is racism is real, and it's been going on, and it's still here. You know, you can't just sweep it under the rug and say, hey, you know, it doesn't exist. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Um, so I hate that all that happened to us, even our ancestors,
Mhm.
but I'm happy in a sense because now I see things are starting to flip for us. So that's where I am. You know, um, I mean, shoot, we got our first black president, but you know,
Mhm.
I think we got our first black female vice president
Yes.
now, you know, and I think it's more to come, you
Yes.
know. So that's where I am with it. I'm really happy about
Excellent. Would you like to leave the people with any words of encouragement, anything you want to say?
it. Yeah, absolutely. If you have a dream, you know, just put your best foot forward and go for it. You know, forget what all the naysayers are saying out there. You know, if you have something, keep it. You know, groom it and go for it yourself. Don't wait for the next man to say, "Hey, I got this. I can help you with this or whatever." You just go for it. Just do it. Just do it. You can do it. God put it all into you. You know, so it's your dream. You know what I mean? Only you can make it happen because He gave it to you. You know what I
That
mean? And other people are they're not going to really see your vision first. They're not going to see the big picture. They can't see it because it's your vision, you know. um so of course they're going to you're going to get a lot of negativity that's going to come along the way, but don't let that discourage you, you know. Don't quit, because at the end you will win. I promise you, you will win. The same with me. I use myself as an example, and I'm speaking from experience.
hmm
um when I first started acting, I didn't tell people that I was going to start acting, because people would have said, "Hey, I just know you for football. Are you serious?" They would have shot down my dream. They would have shot that down before it even happened. You know, that's like it's like the saying, "Don't tell your left hand, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing." You know, that's it's very true.
Yes.
So if you want to do something, you want to go. Excuse me. If you want to do something, if you have a dream, go for it. By all means, please go for it. And it happened. Yeah.
Amen. Well, I'm inspired. I'm encouraged, and I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I definitely, once again, I appreciate your time. This has been awesome.
Mhm.
We
Thank
intruded on
you.
your daughter long enough.
She's okay. She's all right. She got her fortune cookie now. She's over here watching TV again. So yeah.
Okay. Well, you can hang out in the stream for a moment. We're gonna bring it to a close, but just hang out for a moment.
O-
All
Okay.
right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for listening to Open Vibes tonight with Mr. Antrone Harris. Look forward to seeing his work. He's doing great things. I will definitely post some things on my page. You guys can go check it out. All right. Have a blessed night.